Elon Musk call for Germany to move beyond Nazi guilt is dangerous. Holocaust Memorial chairman says. Now it says that the chairman of Israel's official Holocaust Memorial has accused Elon Musk of insulting the victims of Nazism and endangering Germany's democratic future after the billionaire addressed a rally for Germany's far-right party on Saturday. In an apparent reference to Germany's Nazi history, the head of Trump's administration Department of Government Efficiency, whose smiling face was projected on a big screen, a vast screen, told a roaring crowd that children should not be guilty of the sins of their parents, let alone their great-grandparents. There is too much focus on past guilt. We need to move beyond that.
Frankly, too much of a focus on past guilt, and we need to move beyond that. Children should not be guilty of the sins of their parents, or even let alone their parents, their great-grandparents, maybe even.
This is something we as Black people, as brown people, we always hear this, especially people like me, Hebrew Israelites, people that talk about not just the present, but also the history. Critical race theory, as you know it, is something that is being pushed right now. And this falls into that category where they talk about, we should move on and forget the past. We should not talk about the past. We shouldn't, as white Americans, feel guilty or feel bad for what our ancestors did. And what people tend to forget is this. This is something that people tend to forget. When you look at the population in America, let's just use Black and white, and you can use anybody, but we're talking about Black and white. When you look at the systems in America, the institutions, and you look at where white people are, where their stance is, economically, and then you look at Black people where they are and their stance is economically. This is not just because the people who are trying their hardest and pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, that this is not just because they got there, or they got there because of good business practices. A lot of what you see with people where they're at today is because of the past. Where America is today is because of the past. When you look at a person that's homeless and you just make a judgment on them being homeless because that's all you see, that's an unfair assessment. You gotta learn about how did they get there? What was the past? What was the past? What happened in their past? What choices did they make in the past? What tragedy did they go through in the past? What trauma did they go through in the past? It comes all together. You know what I'm saying? Like it only makes sense to look at certain things and how they have never changed. And you can see why they never changed because you can look back in the past and see that it was happening then. Now, here's the thing. These people do not want to take accountability for anything. They talk about Black people not want to take accountability. I mean, man, they do not want to take accountability. They don't feel any shame. They don't feel any remorse. And this is a biblical concept when it comes to these people. So let me grab that real quick. The book of Zechariah 11:5. It says, whose possessors slay them, meaning they murder them, and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. This is fundamentally how they move. This is how they move. This is how they think. They done all the dirt in the world. And now they say, you know what? We are not guilty of that. In fact, you Germans, although your ancestors were the Nazis, and we know what they did, you shouldn't feel bad about that. Now think about this. This is a white man, Elon Musk, talking to white people. If they feel that way towards the injustices they done to themselves, how do you think they feel about us when black people talk about it? They hate when we talk about it. They disdain when we talk about it. You know what I mean? They can't stand when we bring up slavery. It is like it is like a physical pain that they go through if black people even speak about slavery, any injustice, Black Wall Street, Rosewood. The list goes on and on where, you know, all of these massacres. I mean, massacres is probably up to like 100, 200 massacres in America after black people were freed from chains and were able to freely live. Uh, over 3,500 lynchings on record. That's just on record, as though they're going to keep good records about what happened, what they did to us. But I'm just saying, anytime you bring up this stuff, it's a pain for them to feel. And Elon Musk is a reflection of that. In fact, Elon Musk is great. Elon Musk's grandfather, he was a racist. He believed that black people had not developed anything and that they didn't offer anything to society until white people came along. You can go look that up yourself. Elon Musk's grandfather was a racist. So, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Now, if he feels that way and he's telling these people in Germany to not feel bad about the Holocaust and all that, allegedly, but everybody feels that that's what he could only be talking about, that history. How do you think they feel when we speak on the atrocities and the crimes committed against our people? They despise it. They despise you even talking about it. That's the reason why you have critical race theory.